Welcome back to FantasyFran.com. Week 14 game picks with Hall of Fame quarterback Mr. Fran Tarkenton. Last week was kind of a surprise week with a lot of games, but there are some clear winners this week for sure.
And why don't we start with Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Pittsburgh at home. Pittsburgh is really playing well. And they played great last week. What, they beat Cincinnati 30-7, something like that. They're Pittsburgh. Jacksonville, Tampa Bay. Who cares? Tampa Bay's really been a disappointment. Jacksonville's getting a new owner. They got a new coach. Tampa Bay will win this game. Cincinnati, Houston. Gosh, you got to love Houston. Undersung team. Best defensive player. Best offensive receiver maybe in the league out. Their number one, number two quarterback out. Third string quarterback. I like Houston against Cincinnati, and I'm pulling for Houston. Detroit, Minnesota. Detroit should win this game. They're at home. They got a lot of firepower offensively. Minnesota's still trying to find itself. I think it'll be a competitive game, but Detroit should win. Baltimore, Indianapolis. I know Indianapolis scored some points late last week, but it was against New England. Baltimore wins easy. Tennessee, New Orleans. New Orleans wins easy against Tennessee. Tennessee is just a middling type team. They're going nowhere. Play Jake Locker, Tennessee. Play Jake Locker. Miami, Philadelphia. Don't you love the Miami story? Miami is playing. They're really playing good football, consistent. They're on a roll. Philadelphia's Michael Vick is back, but I don't think it makes any difference. I think Philadelphia is cooked. They're done. It's Miami. Carolina, Atlanta. I would have given Carolina a chance because Atlanta struggled last week, but now their two starting defensive tackles are out. Atlanta can run the ball. And Carolina has nobody to stop the run. I think it'll be a competitive game. Cam Newton will do his thing, and he'll be great, but Atlanta will win this game. Washington, New England. Washington is done. New England is on a roll. Get a little more defense, Mr. Belichick, a little more defense to get yourself ready for the playoffs, but New England wins. Jets, Kansas City. You know, the Jets are coming back to life. You know, they had that slump. What did they lose? 3 or 4 straight games. Won last week, and pretty handily. And, you know, let Sanchez prove whether he can play a night, Mr. Ryan. Let him play, and because if you don't, you're not going anywhere anyway. Jets win this game. Denver, Chicago, it's going to continue. Tebow's going to continue. All those boys in ESPN, they're going to be making excuses for Tebow again. He can't do it. He doesn't have the right motion here. Of course, that's a running back talking about a quarterback to him. What would he know? But anyway, Denver's going to beat Chicago. Arizona, San Francisco. Arizona kind of upset Dallas last week, but that's not such a big deal, is it, Chris?
No, not really.
Dallas is Dallas. San Francisco's rock solid, like them on both sides of the ball. San Francisco wins. San Diego, Buffalo, and San Diego breaks a 6-game losing streak. Buffalo is lost. We did call that early on when they had that first 4 or 5 games win. I didn't think they had it to sustain. They don't. They've got injuries. They're demoralized. San Diego's got a little lift. Phillip Rivers played good last week. They'll win again. Green Bay, Oakland. Green Bay. Oakland defies me. Carson Palmer is not taking off like I thought he would. Oakland's physicality is not what it was in the beginning of the season. Green Bay will win and outscore them. Come on, Green Bay. Play a little more defense. Dallas, New York Giants. This is really kind of always an interesting game. You never know which Dallas is going to show up or which New York's going to show up. I saw something in New York last week. I saw a little spirit, a little emotion. I saw a little energy. I saw something going on. Giants, remember that. Play with that passion. I think the Giants will win. Seattle, St. Louis. St. Louis is dead in the water. Seattle is not much better, but Seattle's at home. Seattle plays a little better defense. I like Seattle.
Well, he rifled through the picks, folks, and they're good ones. But make sure to go ahead and check all the projections for all the game picks for additional commentary by Hall of Fame quarterback Mr. Fran Tarkenton, along with the point spreads.
Yeah, we'll talk about the point spreads when you come to our site. So go there. We'll help you out. Maybe you'll win $1.
Maybe. So thanks again for joining us. Join us back next week for all your Week 15 picks and projections right here at FantasyFran.com.